Hello and welcome back to our webinar Wednesday. We are so excited to be back with you. We're so excited to share more information with you. I am Allison Beasley and I am our coordinator of parent and family programs here at the university. We are excited to be here with Jeremy Henderson from Student Care and Wellbeing today. He is going to share some great resources with you that your student can get support from on campus with our Office of Student Care and Wellbeing. And we are excited to have him here and have him share these resources. So I will not keep him any longer and turn it right on over.
Thank you, Allison. Yeah, this is Jeremy Henderson. I'm Director of Student Care and Wellbeing. And Student Care and Wellbeing is on campus to help students that are going through a variety of crisis situations, difficult circumstances. And so I'm going to be telling you all a little bit about the different ways that we try to help students and families to help them manage those crisis situations and continue to be successful and have as good an experience as possible here at UA. We have some level of support that can be offered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so I'll start off by talking a little bit about that. It's our On-Call Dean program. And then I'll also speak briefly about some of the resources that we have for students in need, as well as how we try to identify early students of concern so that we can intervene and provide support there. So to jump right in, our On-Call Dean program is something that the university has been doing for quite a while. We have staff members who will respond to students who visit local hospitals. So if a student is transported to the hospital, then university police will alert our On-Call dean so that they can go to the hospital to check in with the student. Any student has a right to refuse this visit. We only visit the student if they give consent. We typically walk in and let the student know that they are not in trouble. Well, if they are in trouble with someone, they're not in trouble with us. Again, our role is just to offer support. You know, we know for many students, it's their first time to go to an ER, to go to a hospital, you know, without mom or dad or someone that's there to visit them. So we just try to be there as a resource to help answer questions. One of the more common needs that we find for students who are visiting the hospital is that their cell phone is dead. And so we have cell phone chargers that our On-Call deans will keep in a sack that they can give to students who are in the hospital. Many of our students, if they're facing a hospitalization, they have anxieties about upcoming tests or projects that are due. So we can also share their information with case managers in the office to alert instructors about what's going on, to notify instructors, and that can often help relieve the anxiety from our students. So again, just to be there, answer any questions the student may have, and you just help out in any way that we can to show the student support during what might be a stressful situation for them. And so I mentioned our case managers. So often our On-Call dean will meet the student at the hospital, and the information is shared with our case management staff who is in the office during the regular business hours. And these staff members are there just to help students get connected with whatever types of resources, on-campus resources, off-campus resources that the student might need. And so, and again, this is available for any student, not just the students that go to the hospital and interact with the On-Call dean. So some of the ways that we help students in need, you know, as I mentioned, we have students who may have encountered an illness or an injury, and the On-Call dean's role there, and helping to advocate for them when it comes to any impact on their classes or helping to facilitate communication with instructors. We also have some emergency financial assistance that is available. I can begin by saying what this is not. You know, we're not meant to be another form of financial aid. Our funding cannot be used for anything that is on a student account, but if a student does encounter a time-limited crisis situation, something that was outside of the student's control, you know, if it may be a hospital transport where insurance doesn't cover the ambulance ride, or it may be something that happens back home, if there's a disaster, or if there's been a fire in the home, or if the individual that helps provide financial support has lost a job, just a number of different situations that may be outside of that student's control, they can apply for emergency financial assistance with us, and we can try to help them to get over the hump of that crisis and to get back on track. We also have food assistance for students who may be experiencing food insecurity. And so we have a small food pantry that is here on campus that we can use to assist students. We also have a program where we partner with Bama Dining, and they are fantastic partners with us on this. We have a meal donation program. So we hope every student will interact with us in some way for our meal donation program. If a student has a meal plan and they have all the meals that they need, then we would hope that that student might consider donating one of their meals to our meal donation program. The donated meals go into a virtual bank. And so when we encounter students who may need some extra food to eat, we can then communicate with Bama Dining, get the meals from our virtual bank transferred onto that student's account so that they are able to have extra food to eat and to assist them during that time of need. We also try to keep a good list of off-campus resources, on-campus resources, just anything that might be facing a student, a difficulty that the student is experiencing. We want to meet with them, hopefully just show some compassion and concern to them as we interact with them, and then help them to develop a plan by identifying some resources that can assist them. And then a final category where we try to serve students and serve the university community as a whole, is we call this, helping our students of concern. And, so there are many students that, may have difficult situations that they're dealing with. They may be facing mental health concerns. They may be having problems that are associated with substance use, just any sort of issues where we're just worried about someone on campus. And many times our students are wondering, I know something about a classmate, or I saw a concerning statement on social media, or I see a classmate that seems to consistently have a focus with weapons, and it's just alarming to me, it's concerning to me, and I don't know where to take that information. And Student Care and Wellbeing, is the place that we want that information to come to us. Certainly any type of emergency, if there's someone that is in immediate risk, or if there's any sort of immediate threat, then we want that communication to go directly to University Police at 205-348-5454. But outside of any kind of immediate emergency, then any of these reports of concern, we would love to get that information. It's at Student Care and Wellbeing so that we can assess the situation. Most often we will take that, we can reach out to the student of concern to see if there is a resource that can help them, if they need to be connected with counseling, if there's something that that law enforcement just needs to be aware of, just in terms of monitoring the student, if there are any concerns at all. So again, the goal for us is to help the student to identify needs early so that we can jump in, help the student, and the UA community is as safe as it possibly can be. Last thing that we do is we do try to just spread the word about who we are and what we do. So if your student is a part of a student organization, or if there's anything that we can do just to help in terms of outreach to spread information about Student Care and Wellbeing, resources, just our heart to assist your students, we definitely try to do that as much as we possibly can in terms of the education and outreach aspect of what we do. So that sums up what I was hoping to share as far as just basic resources, basic ways that Student Care and Wellbeing tries to assist students. You can see there the contact information on the screen. Student Care and Wellbeing, we are located on the 3rd floor of the Ferguson Center. You can see our number and our website there, and we would love to interact with any student or family member that has questions, or any way we might be able to support your student here at the University of Alabama.
So we so appreciate you sharing all of that information, Jeremy. One of the things that I just want to reinforce to our parents and family members listening in is if your student does have an emergency and they do end up in the emergency room or the hospital and they have never heard of an on-call dean, it is not something that they should be afraid of. We highly encourage them to accept that visit from the on-call dean because this team is here to serve the students in their time of need. A lot of times when you, as the parent and family member, are not able to be there with them yet, our on-call dean can be there for them, and at the very least help them charge that cell phone so that you can stay in contact with them, help them through anything that they might need while they're there. Just be a comforting presence. And like Jeremy said, they are not in trouble with Student Care and Wellbeing at all. Student Care and Wellbeing on-call deans are there to help your student and kind of serve in that role that you would play until you're able to get there and be with your student, just so that they feel like they have someone on their side at the hospital, because it could likely be the first time that they're there and have ever experienced that. So we want to make sure that they are familiar with this program. So if your student is in that situation, we hope that you encourage them to meet with our on-call dean and see if there is anything that they can help with while they're there. We love our Office of Student Care and Wellbeing. If your student needs anything, we just highly encourage you to reach out to them as well.
And thanks, Allison. One more thing I'll add about the on-call dean program. I do have, parents that ask, is it our practice to notify parents if a student goes to the hospital? And it is not our typical policy to automatically call parents. Now, our on-call deans are trained. One of the first questions that they ask a student is, have you told your parents you are here? And, and then we have emergency contact information where if the student's phone is dead or if there's someone at the hospital that needs that information, we can share the information for the emergency contact. We do encourage the students to contact their parents. A lot of times it's a student that they're there at midnight. They just came off the rec field with a sprained ankle and they don't want to wake up mom or dad and alarm everyone, but they let us know they intend to call parents in the morning. So, a lot of times when we visit the students, there's not a super critical medical emergency. They did need to go to the ER. So we do have that conversation with students, and definitely the more severe medical issues. Most of the time, our local hospital here in Tuscaloosa, they will take the initiative to reach out to contact family members if there is a very serious medical issue, and student care and wellbeing on-call deans can just assist them in having that contact information to do so.
And then I just have a clarifying question, I guess, Jeremy.
Sure.
Let's say that student does hurt their ankle playing intramural sports and friend takes them to the hospital, are the on-call deans automatically contacted with that as well?
We typically are not notified. If the student goes by a private vehicle, if they drive themselves or if a friend takes them, we typically would not know. Now, that student, the friend, we would invite anyone can contact us to help us to know that. And again, the on-call dean is notified through UAPD. So again, that number is 205-348-5454. Most of our students have that in their phone. So we would not automatically know unless they are transported by ambulance. The ambulance transport gets UAPD and the link that lets our on-call deans know about it. So we would not necessarily know unless someone made an extra call to inform us.
Awesome. So that is something to encourage your student to share with their friends and peers as well, is that if on-call deans are still needed, if they still do need those resources, that they are still absolutely available to call UAPD and get that on-call dean out there just in case they do need that help. So if they are taken by a private vehicle, they still have access to those resources. Just involves that one quick phone call and they can still have access to that. So like Jeremy said, if you do still have more questions or anything, their contact information is on the screen, and you can always reach out to Parent and Family Programs. It's just parents.ua.edu. Send us an email, parents@ua.edu, or give us a call at 205-348-8330 or our 1-800 number at 800-392-2777. And we hope that you have learned some new information today. We hope that you are able to share this information with your students to help them in their time of need so that we can help you help your student. So thank you again, Jeremy. We really appreciate it. And then we will see you folks again next week for our next episode of Webinar Wednesday. So as always, roll Tide.